I never thought I'd be the kind of man to walk away from his marriage without a fight. But that night, when she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "I've got plenty of men chasing me," something inside me broke. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. Cold, detached, like she was daring me to care. In that moment, the weight of her words crushed everything I believed we had built together. And instead of trying to convince her to stay, instead of begging or pleading, I stood up and walked away. I let her go. I let those other men have what was no longer mine. And what followed changed my life forever. We had been together for 7 years, married for 5. Like most couples, we had our fair share of ups and downs, arguments, misunderstandings, the usual rough patches. But I believed in us. I believed we were strong, that despite our flaws, we were each other's person. I was wrong. The cracks had been forming long before that night. At first, it was subtle. She'd come home late more often, always working overtime. She became protective of her phone, quick to silence it whenever I was near. Strange names started showing up in her messages. Her laughter became louder, more frequent, just not with me. I asked her about it a couple times. She brushed it off. Vague answers. Deflections. I wanted to believe her. I chose to believe her. Hope can be such a dangerous thing when it's blinding you to the truth. Then one evening, I came home early from work. I wanted to surprise her, to do something simple, just remind her I was still there, that I still cared. But the house was quiet. No music, no TV, no voice calling out to greet me. Just silence. I found the note on the kitchen table. Her handwriting was unmistakable, but the words shattered me. "I'm not the woman you think I am. There are plenty of men chasing me, and I'm tired of waiting for you." I read it again and again. My hands trembled. My heart pounded so hard I could feel in my throat. I felt everything all at once: rage, sorrow, confusion, betrayal. But mostly a deep, aching emptiness. The next day, I confronted her. I needed to hear from her mouth, no matter how much it hurt. I asked her directly, "Are you seeing someone else?" She didn't blink. She didn't deny it. She just looked at me, cold and calm, and said, "Plenty of men want me. Why should I wait for someone who doesn't see me?" That was it. The moment it all became clear. She was already gone. Emotionally, mentally, she had left long before that note ever hit the table. There was no fight to be had. No love to save. I could have begged her to stay, cried, pleaded. But what's the point of fighting for someone who stopped choosing you? So I walked away. No calls. No messages. No more hoping she'd come back. Letting her go wasn't giving up. It was choosing me. Everyone around me told me I was making a mistake, that I should fight harder, try to win her back. But deep down, I knew they were wrong. You can't fight for someone who's already chosen to leave. That's a battle you'll lose every time. The weeks that followed were brutal. I was drowning in silence, haunted by old memories and what-ifs. But in the midst of that pain, something unexpected happened: clarity. I started taking care of myself again. I reconnected with old friends, picked up forgotten hobbies. I hit the gym, ate better, even traveled solo for the first time. Slowly, piece by piece, I began to rebuild a man I had lost. Then one day, a mutual friend mentioned her in passing. Things weren't going the way she thought they would. The attention she craved turned out to be empty. The men chasing her? Shallow. The relationships? Toxic. She was lonelier than ever. But I didn't feel pity. I felt peace. I had escaped something that once felt like a dream, but had turned into a nightmare. And for the first time in a long time, I felt proud of myself, not for staying, but for leaving. Months passed. I met new people, built new connections. And most importantly, I learned to love myself again without needing someone else's approval. I don't hate her for leaving. I don't even blame her. I just wish it had ended differently. But sometimes, love means knowing when to walk away. Her words, "I've got plenty of men chasing me," were her way of saying she was done. And I respected that. But I respected myself more. Walking away wasn't weakness. It was strength. It was me saying, I deserve better, not just from her, but from life This isn't a story about revenge. It's not even about heartbreak. It's about acceptance, growth, strength. It's about understanding that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from the person you thought you couldn't live without and choose yourself. If you're reading this and going through something similar, hear me when I say, you don't need to stay where you're not valued. You don't have to fight for someone who's not fighting for you. Sometimes, peace is found not in holding on, but in letting go. Your happiness matters. Don't forget that.